Honestly, I think for like the first time probably in my life, it's finally starting to change.
Scott Disick is finally revealing how he feels about Kourtney Kardashian's relationship with Travis.
You were pretty annoying for a little bit, but
Why?
it was really sweet when you told me that you allow me to be friends with your family.
From Ithaca, New York, wants to know if you think you would have a shot with Kourtney if you had maintained your sobriety.
Yes.
Do you?
Yeah, probably.
What the hell was that? What the hell was that? I don't know. I am pregnant.
You just keep suckering me into these kids.
I wasn't like
I
planning
can't
this.
handle this responsibility.
He's just like severely depressed. He just makes up whatever like pills he thinks he needs to take.
Scott Disick has officially set the internet on fire after dropping what many are calling bombshell revelations about Kourtney Kardashian and Travis Barker's marriage. For years, Kravis has been sold to the public as a full-blown rock star fairy tale, non-stop PDA, steamy red carpets, lovey-dovey Instagram captions, and over-the-top declarations of soulmate love. But according to Scott, that picture-perfect romance may have been nothing more than smoke and mirrors. He claims the cracks were there from day one, quietly forming behind the scenes while fans were busy swooning over their public displays. What looked like an untouchable, love-drenched fantasy may have actually been covering up serious issues no one was meant to see. Allegedly, a lot of it was just for show. And now Scott's comments are pouring gasoline on the already growing divorce rumors, with many wondering if these so-called sudden problems have actually been simmering for years. This comes as a major shock to fans who believed Kourtney and Travis were inseparable, the ultimate proof that years of friendship can turn into forever. But if Scott's version of events holds any truth, then the glossy, hyper-romantic image of Kravis might have been more about maintaining an image than living a reality. So buckle up, because we're diving straight into the mess to figure out whether Kravis was doomed from the start or if Scott Disick is just stirring the pot.
Scott, no, Scott. Oh my God. No, Scott. I hate him. I hate him.
No! You're walking to the beach. You're walking into you're looking for you all. Shut the f up. He pushed me out of the way. How old are you? 82.
We need to call the police.
Now Scott Disick has finally broken his silence on Kourtney Kardashian and Travis Barker's marriage, and his words have left fans completely shook. For years, Scott watched from the sidelines as Kourtney's relationship with Travis unfolded in the public eye, looking like a full-blown fairy tale. But according to Scott, that glossy love story may not be nearly as perfect as it's been packaged to be. Kourtney and Travis quickly became one of the most talked-about couples in pop culture, known for their non-stop PDA, over-the-top romantic gestures, and headline-grabbing moments that made their relationship seem untouchable. From the beachside proposal surrounded by roses to not one, not two, but multiple extravagant weddings, fans truly believed Kourtney had finally found her happily ever after. But rewind for a second, because this romance didn't start the way most people think. Kourtney and Travis were just neighbors in Calabasas at first, friends for years before things suddenly crossed into romantic territory in early 2021, with insiders claiming Travis had feelings for her long before anything became public. Just weeks after rumors started swirling, the two confirmed the relationship themselves, going Instagram official with that now iconic hand-holding photo. And from that moment on, everything moved fast. Travis became deeply embedded in the Kardashian family, bonding closely with Kourtney's kids, something sources say Scott struggled with privately while watching his role slowly shift. Then came the proposal in October 2021, when Travis dropped to one knee on a beach in Montecito, surrounded by an over-the-top display of roses and candles that felt straight out of a movie. What followed only amplified the fantasy: a whirlwind Vegas wedding, a Santa Barbara ceremony, and finally that lavish Italian affair in Portofino that officially crowned them Hollywood's most passionate couple. But according to Scott, while the cameras captured passion and perfection, the real story behind closed doors looked very different.
Are you kind of getting over it, though?
Yeah, are you kind of getting over Kourtney?
Because she's, like, lagging.
No, I mean, she's a tough girl. I mean, it's tough sometimes.
You're not getting over her, right?
No, I mean, I feel like I would never be over her.
Okay.
She's the love of my life, but, I try to do everything to be there for her, and there's literally no appreciation for anything ever.
He claims the cracks were there from the very beginning. Moments of tension, clashing personalities, and quiet incompatibilities, carefully hidden behind curated Instagram posts and carefully staged public appearances, and as uncomfortable as Scott's comments may be, they don't come completely out of left field, because even Kourtney herself has admitted that the marriage isn't always smooth sailing. On an episode of The Kardashians, she openly confessed that she and Travis have very different personalities, revealing that it takes constant balancing just to keep things from tipping over. Which now has fans asking the same question Scott seems to be hinting at. Was Kravis ever as solid as it looked, or was the fairy tale always held together by filters and fantasy? Kourtney herself has admitted that keeping up with Travis isn't exactly easy. She revealed that Travis lives life at full speed, trying to cram as much as possible into every single day, while she's now craving the complete opposite. After years of nonstop cameras and chaos, Kourtney has been vocal about wanting to slow down, stay grounded, and prioritize her family. And that's where the tension quietly creeps in. She confessed that she's constantly trying to balance slowing her own life down while still forcing herself to keep up with everything Travis wants to do. Travis thrives on impulsiveness, adventure, and always being on the move, while Kourtney is happiest at home in her comfort zone, far away from the noise. She even admitted that while they both want to make each other happy, their personalities couldn't be more different. He's restless and spontaneous while she's calm, settled, and content with stillness. And suddenly, Scott Disick's recent comments don't sound so out of pocket anymore.
Read every single thing in your phone.
Anything that you think that was bad, I can explain everything about.
Who's your wife that's in your phone?
Some girl that I dated in high school.
Why were you looking into my wife's eyes?
She came over to the house and as a joke, we looked into each other's eyes as a joke. We're like, oh yeah, good to see you. And then over text message, it was back and forth oh, so good to look in your eyes.
Okay, well that's inappropriate.
No, you're right. That was just me being immature and just being stupid. Even talking and flirting with other girls is disrespectful to you, but in no way was that really.
Because beneath all the PDA, the fairy tale weddings, and the headline-grabbing romance, these deeper incompatibilities may have been there all along. To the public, Kourtney Kardashian and Travis Barker were the definition of couple goals. A perfectly blended family, endless affection, and a love story that felt bigger than just the two of them. Their relationship became a cultural moment, symbolizing passion, unity, and stability in an era where most celebrity romances crash and burn. Multiple weddings, constant PDA, and a family-first narrative sold the image of a modern-day fairy tale. But according to Scott, that image didn't tell the full story. He suggests the cracks were present from the very beginning, quietly hidden beneath polished Instagram posts and carefully choreographed red carpet appearances. Those closest to the couple allegedly noticed subtle warning signs that didn't match the narrative of perfection. Old baggage from Travis's past relationships reportedly resurfaced at times, bringing unresolved emotions and tension into the marriage. Then there were family dynamics because blending families is never as seamless as it looks online, and whispers began circulating that not everyone was as unified behind the scenes as they appeared in public. Even fans who once idolized them started noticing the disconnect. Online, they looked inseparable. In unfiltered moments, the energy felt different. Eyewitnesses claimed Travis's temper sometimes showed, while Kourtney appeared distracted, distant, or emotionally checked out, sparking quiet questions about whether the chemistry was fading.
I am going divorce Kourtney. These Kardashians are very cunning, and I can't tolerate them anymore. I like someone else. That's why I want to leave Kourtney. Living with Kourtney made me realize that I don't love her.
What once looked like an
And he said it. These Kardashians are very cunning. Pure manipulation power.
Unbreakable love story now seems more like a relationship struggling under the weight of two completely opposite lifestyles, one chasing constant motion, the other longing for peace and stability. And just as they were settling into married life, old rumors about Travis's complicated past began creeping back into the spotlight. Allegations of infidelity and turbulent relationships resurfaced, casting shadows over the glossy image they worked so hard to maintain. According to Scott, these issues were never truly resolved, just buried beneath grand romantic gestures and extravagant weddings. But perhaps the most surprising part of all is Scott himself admitting that something inside him has shifted. He confessed that seeing Kourtney find happiness with Travis, even if it wasn't perfect, has given him a sense of closure he never expected, even if it came with a personal cost. Which now has fans wondering, was Kravis ever the fairy tale everyone believed, or was it always a beautiful illusion waiting to crack? As painful as it's been, Scott admits it's also given him something he never really had before: closure. He confessed that watching Kourtney move on has finally forced him to do the same, even though it came with a heavy emotional cost. That moment of honesty hit fans hard, especially coming from someone who's long been painted as the outsider looking in on the Kardashian world. But Scott didn't sugarcoat the hardest part. What's hurt the most, he revealed, is the feeling of being quietly pushed out.
What the are you doing here? Seriously? You're just like a whore. Such a tramp. Get your and get the out of here.
Insecurity, then I feel like that I just don't like seeing you with another guy or a guy. It hurt me when you were with somebody else. And like waking up to like looking at pictures of you and like with this guy you were dating. And, you know, it's just like unhealthy and like it just made me upset and sad, you know what I mean?
Despite sharing years of history with Kourtney and raising 3 children together, he's no longer included in family gatherings, and that distance has been difficult to swallow. It's not just a personal loss, it shows how deeply Kourtney and Travis's marriage has reshaped the entire family dynamic. And now, with divorce rumors swirling louder than ever, Scott's perspective has reopened a much bigger conversation. Was Kourtney and Travis's whirlwind romance always headed for trouble? Or did the relentless pressure of fame speed up cracks that insiders claim were there from the very beginning? Fans are completely split. Some are still holding on to hope that Kravis can weather the storm and come out stronger. Others believe the fairy tale has officially collided with reality. Both Kourtney and Travis have openly acknowledged that living life in the spotlight is a double-edged sword. Kourtney, who's always wrestled with fame and privacy, reflected on how stepping back from constant filming completely shifted her priorities. She admitted that life without cameras was a massive adjustment, but one that forced her to focus on what truly matters. Despite the challenges, she insists the personal growth and shared experiences have been worth it. Scott echoed that sentiment, admitting that while fame can be overwhelming and damaging, it has also brought undeniable blessings. He acknowledged that they all chose this life knowing the cost and learned to accept the spotlight as both a burden and a gift.
There's certain patterns to break.
And you think choosing bad partners is like a genetic thing?
Everyone thought they were watching a real-life fairy tale unfold, a whirlwind beach proposal straight out of a movie scene, rose petals kissing the sand, cameras snapping every perfect angle. It was passion on full display, non-stop kisses, over-the-top PDA, a dramatic pregnancy reveal that broke the internet. Travis Barker and Kourtney Kardashian were sold as untouchable. The couple everyone pointed at and said that's what real happiness looks like. But here's the thing about fairy tales, they usually leave out the mess, because behind those perfectly curated Instagram posts and glossy reality TV moments, another story was quietly brewing, and it wasn't nearly as picture perfect. Whispers started circulating, then murmurs turned into rumors. Rumors of betrayal, of unresolved family tension that refused to stay buried, of old wounds reopening and cracks forming beneath that polished Kardashian sheen. Suddenly, the flawless image didn't look so flawless anymore. Under all the glitz and public obsession, they weren't just a rock star drummer and a reality TV queen. They were 2 deeply complicated people trying to make love survive under a microscope, where every argument becomes a headline, every past mistake gets dragged back into the spotlight, and every rumor spreads like wildfire. And let's be honest, when that spotlight gets too intense, it doesn't just shine, it scorches. For Travis and Kourtney, the fiery passion that once felt unstoppable began to flicker. Secrets from the past started crawling out of the shadows. Family dynamics grew tense, then explosive, and what once looked like a forever kind of love suddenly felt a lot more fragile than anyone wanted to admit. Because in the Kardashian universe, no love story stays perfect for long, and this one was no exception.
Record of no wrong.
always trusts and always hopes. It always protects, and love, as the Bible says, love never fails. That's the love that you'll commit to each other today, but that's the way God has loved you. You're no longer just your own selves. You are now one union. I'm going to ask you to stand so you don't have to continue to do a plank at your own wedding. I'm going to start with you, Travis. You can look at your bride and repeat after me. Say, I, Travis.
For weeks, the internet has been buzzing with rumors, fan theories, and cryptic clues.
You'll get a Kardashian, you're going to get destroyed. Let me go. Let's see, I got another video. Well, welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. We finna get into the widows, the black widows. They destroy everything they touch. So let me go here. Look how this is how vicious these chicks are, man. Yeah, we're gonna go here. Hit the like button. Thank you for coming to the show. You appreciate it. We finna get into these. We finna get into these Kardashians.
She is the most greedy woman in the world. 3 divorces, $150 million in profit. Yes, we're talking about Kylie Jenner. Her 3 ex-husbands all paid a hefty price for being with her. First, Tyga. They secretly got married in 2015. They divorced in 2016. Tyga paid a huge breakup settlement, and he gave her all the profits from their joint brand. Kylie walked away with more than $25 million from this marriage. Second, Travis Scott. They had a quick wedding in 2017. They divorced in 2022. Travis paid more than $50 million in the divorce, and he pulled out of several business projects they built together. Kylie made more than $55 million from this marriage. Third, Timothée Chalamet. They started dating in 2023. They broke up in November 2025. Timothée lost around $25 million after the split. He spent heavily on PR, and he lost money from ending their joint projects early. Kylie, on the other hand, made almost $18 million from this relationship. So, are you shocked by her strategy? She is the most greedy woman in the world. 3 divorces, $150 million in profit.
Oof.
I will tell you this flat out. I am not scared to lose a man. I am not scared to.
Oof. Man, that's heavy, boy. Kylie, these Kardashians, they just draining men. They're draining. They already rich and still taking money from men. They don't play. Black widows for real. Let's go to this next. Yeah.
But now the quiet tension has finally snapped. According to multiple insiders, Kourtney Kardashian has directly called out Travis Barker's behavior, and it's causing a ripple effect through the family, the fandom, and the entire Kravis universe. And the wildest part is she didn't sugarcoat it. She didn't hide it behind pretty captions. She didn't pretend everything was perfect. Kourtney allegedly confronted Travis with the same calm intensity that made her famous on the early seasons of KUWTK. No yelling, no chaos, just a brutally honest breakdown of what she's been feeling, what she's been seeing, and what she refuses to tolerate anymore. Sources say the confrontation happened late at night at home, and it wasn't about one major event. It was about a pattern, a collection of choices, a buildup of actions she'd been quietly holding in until now.
Can you have first names?
Travis?
Chloe. Travis, would you guys hear me? I, Travis, take you, Chloe, to be my wife. I, Travis, take you, Chloe, to be my wife.
It's Courtney.
Courtney, I'm sorry. I, Travis, take you, Courtney, to be my wife.
And here's the kicker. People close to the situation claim the turning point was Kourtney discovering something Travis had been hiding, something she described as disrespectful and crossing a line. It wasn't full-blown cheating, but it was definitely boundary breaking, and it triggered the emotional distance fans have been noticing for weeks. Insiders say Kourtney told him exactly how she felt, that he'd been careless with her trust, that he wasn't acting like a husband who protects his marriage, that she wasn't going to be the cool girl who ignores red flags, and that she's done carrying the emotional weight of his behavior. This wasn't a meltdown, it was clarity. This wasn't drama, it was Kourtney reclaiming control. And the internet is already buzzing because whenever Kourtney reaches this level of honesty, something big always follows. A major shift, a public reveal, a storyline that shakes the entire Kardashian ecosystem. And judging by the way Travis has been acting online, or not acting, he felt the impact instantly. After Kourtney confronted him, Travis Barker's reaction wasn't what fans expected. And honestly, it made everything look even messier. According to insiders who spoke to Kardashian-adjacent outlets, Travis didn't fight back, didn't deny anything, and didn't offer the usual emotional reassurance he's known for. Instead, he went into what sources are calling avoidance mode.
And looking left, right up top to your left.
Instead of owning up or explaining himself clearly, Travis reportedly gave short, vague responses. He said things like, "You're overthinking it. It wasn't like that. And you're making it bigger than it is." These weren't comforting words. They were dismissive. And for someone like Kourtney, who values emotional transparency above everything, that only made things worse. What stunned fans even more was how quickly Travis slipped into complete silence afterward. Instead of trying to fix the situation, he shut down. He didn't reassure her. He didn't try to talk things through. He didn't even attempt the grand romantic gestures he usually leans on when tension rises. He just froze. Multiple sources say Travis spent the following day alone in his studio, barely speaking to anyone. He was on his phone constantly, scrolling, rechecking messages, deleting things, and pacing around. Someone close to him described the behavior as anxious and like he was scrambling. Fans have pointed out that guilt often triggers this shutdown response, and even Kourtney herself has said on Hulu that when Travis feels guilty, he disappears emotionally. Meanwhile, people close to the situation say Travis tried to justify certain actions by calling them misunderstandings. But here's the problem. He didn't explain what the misunderstandings were. He just used the word as a shield instead of a real explanation. It looked like damage control without honesty, and Kourtney saw right through it. Insiders also claim Travis attempted to shift the conversation by bringing up stress from the Blink-182 tour, the pressure of traveling, and feeling spread thin. But none of these excuses connected directly to what Kourtney confronted him about, and that disconnect, and emotionally and logically, is exactly what made the situation spiral even more.
Why are you always like this to my mom?
I'm always
He's
drumming.
a drummer.
I said I'm gonna use your mom as a drum one day, and I'm gonna record
He's
it.
gonna record it. You're gonna use her butt?
Actually, that's what I thought would make the loudest.
One source put it bluntly. He wasn't trying to hurt her, but he also wasn't giving her the respect of a real answer. And that was the breaking point. At this stage, fans began noticing Travis's online behavior shifting too. The sudden silence, the missing likes, the lack of interaction with Kourtney's posts. Everything lined up perfectly with someone who just had a major relationship confrontation they don't know how to handle. Even his friends allegedly felt the tension. One insider said he looked lost. Another claimed he kept checking his phone as if waiting for a message that never came. Because Kourtney wasn't texting. She wasn't calling, but she wasn't chasing him for answers. And that scares Travis more than anything. Whenever a Kardashian relationship hits turbulence, the family doesn't just sit back and watch. They mobilize. And sources say that Kourtney's confrontation with Travis triggered 3 very different reactions from the Kardashian women closest to her. Each sister saw the situation through her own lens, and their responses reveal exactly how serious this has become behind the scenes. Khloe Kardashian, the protector who's fully on Kourtney's side.
I'm gonna cry. Please, please, Chloe. Please,
I'm sorry.
She's gonna literally die. Oh my gosh.
I won't make up so you can.
Okay. Cool.
She's up. I, Travis, take your court. You can be my wife.
Khloe has always been Kourtney's emotional anchor, and insiders say she was the first to step in. According to people close to the family, Kourtney confided in Khloe before anyone else, and Khloe's reaction was fierce. She reportedly told her sister that she deserves consistency, deserves honesty, and shouldn't excuse any behavior that crosses her boundaries. Chloe knows what betrayal feels like. She's lived it publicly more than anyone in the family, and because of that, she's hyper aware of red flags. Insiders claim she told Kourtney point blank, "Don't shrink yourself to make someone else comfortable." Chloe is Team Kourtney all the way, and she's...
What's up, Tyler? Welcome to the show. Hit the like button. Subscribe if you're new. Yeah. Just going to get a breakdown of these dangerous women, these women who are destroying men left and right. They just can't keep a man.
He's watching this situation closely. Kim Kardashian, shocked but trying to stay neutral. Kim's reaction surprised everyone. She wasn't quick to pick sides. Instead, she reportedly tried to understand both perspectives. Sources say Kim actually reached out to Travis privately, asking him what happened and whether things had been tense lately. His answers, vague and indirect, didn't impress her. Kim told family members she felt something was off and that Travis seemed closed off and defensive. But she hasn't fully taken a side. She's being cautious, partly because of how messy things have been between her and Kourtney in the past. Kim doesn't want to trigger another sister fight, so she's playing diplomat. Still, insiders say she's leaning more toward Kourtney as the days go on, especially as more information surfaces. Kris Jenner, the fixer who knows it's bad. And then there's Kris Jenner, the momager who can read her daughters with frightening accuracy. The moment Kourtney started withdrawing, Kris noticed. The moment Travis stopped posting, Kris noticed. And the moment the internet began speculating, Kris stepped in. Sources say Kris is extremely worried because she sees a familiar pattern. Kourtney pulling away emotionally, losing trust, and shutting down. Kris knows this pattern from the Scott era. She knows how long Kourtney stays hurt, and she knows how serious it is when Kourtney begins removing emotional anchors, like photos, routines, and shared memories. Insiders claim Kris has already tried speaking to both of them, encouraging calm communication. But Kourtney isn't responding much, and Travis isn't saying enough. That puts Kris in a very uncomfortable position. She can't fix something if neither person is engaging. One insider described Kris's reaction as, she's afraid the damage is deeper than anyone realizes. Even the younger sisters are quietly watching. Kendall and Kylie haven't stepped in directly, but they're fully aware of what's going on. Kendall hates drama and avoids taking sides, but she reportedly told someone, if Kourtney's deleting photos, it's serious. Kylie, meanwhile, has been checking in privately and offering emotional support. She's closer to Travis than people think, but she's always loyal to her sisters first. No one is brushing this off. No one thinks it's a small argument. No one believes it will magically disappear in a day. The Kardashian family has entered protect Kourtney mode, and they only reach that point when they feel something real might be falling apart. After the confrontation, Kourtney Kardashian didn't explode, didn't post a long emotional message, and didn't publicly drag Travis. She did something far more powerful. She set firm boundaries. And according to insiders, these boundaries are unlike anything she's enforced before in her marriage. Sources close to the situation say that Kourtney has entered what the family calls her no-nonsense mode. This is the version of Kourtney that shows up only when she's deeply hurt, but absolutely sure of herself. It's the same version we saw when she ended things with Scott for good. Quiet, resolute, emotionally guarded, and unwilling to sugarcoat anything. After Travis tried to brush things off as misunderstandings, Kourtney reportedly shut the conversation down. She told him clearly that emotional honesty is non-negotiable. If he can't be transparent, truly transparent, she's not willing to engage. Insiders say she told him something along the lines of, if you can't speak openly, we're not speaking. And she meant it. That's why Travis's texts and calls have been met with short, distant responses. She's no longer entertaining incomplete explanations or half-truths. Kourtney has been through years of emotionally draining relationship cycles, mostly with Scott. She swore she'd never repeat that pattern. That's why this time, instead of taking responsibility for Travis's discomfort, she stepped back entirely. One insider put it perfectly. She's not babysitting anyone's emotions anymore. Travis is used to Kourtney being reassuring, comforting, stabilizing, but now she isn't rescuing him. She isn't softening the blow. She isn't smoothing the tension. She's letting him feel the consequences of his choices. This is the part fans are already noticing online. Deleting photos wasn't just about Travis, it was about reclaiming her peace. Kourtney is being extremely selective with what energy she allows into her personal space right now. That includes no forced together time, no joint content, no pretending for the cameras, no validating Travis publicly, no performing a perfect marriage for Instagram. She's disconnecting from the version of their relationship that feels heavy, chaotic, or emotionally unsafe. And this scares Travis deeply because their public bond was one of the strongest parts of their dynamic. When Travis told her she was overthinking, that was the moment the door closed. Insiders say Kourtney has been very clear this time. She won't tolerate any form of minimization. If something hurt her, it matters, and period. For years, she felt unheard in relationships. Now she's refusing to let that cycle repeat. She reportedly told a family member, if he can't validate my feelings, he doesn't deserve access to them. That line alone shows how serious she is. This is the hardest boundary for Travis because he doesn't know how to meet it yet. Kourtney has made it clear that she's not interested in excuses or romantic grand gestures. She wants accountability, real accountability. That means admitting what happened, acknowledging why it hurt, understanding why boundaries were crossed, promising it won't happen again, and showing actual action behind the words. Until Travis reaches that point, insiders say the emotional distance will continue, and that terrifies him. Travis isn't used to losing control of a relationship dynamic. He tends to fix issues with intensity, dramatic gestures, deep affection, closeness, gifts, declarations. But Kourtney isn't moved by intensity right now. She's craving clarity, not passion. The problem? Clarity requires vulnerability, and Travis is avoiding the very conversation that would give her that. He's trying to wait it out. She's refusing to let it be forgotten, and that's why they're now in a standoff, and a standoff that's getting more painful and more public by the day. The moment rumors surfaced that Kourtney called out Travis's actions, the internet went into full detective mode. And this time, fans aren't just speculating, they're connecting dots with a level of accuracy that's honestly terrifying. Every deleted photo, every silent day from Travis, every cryptic quote, every unfollow, every ringless selfie, people are analyzing it all. And the conclusion the internet is drawing is loud, messy, and almost unanimous. Social media platforms became battlegrounds of theories within hours. TikTok creators posted breakdowns comparing Kourtney's behavior now to her past breakups, pointing out identical patterns. Meanwhile, Reddit threads exploded with timelines, screenshots, and predictions about where the relationship is heading. Even casual fans could feel the shift. Travis is not okay, and the internet is acting like a forensic team trying to piece together the truth before the Kardashians make anything public. One of the strongest arguments fans are making is that Kourtney always sends very specific signals when a relationship is cracking. She becomes quieter. She spends more time with her kids. She stops posting her partner. She posts quotes instead of explanations. She begins editing her Instagram. She emotionally detaches before physically leaving. Fans recognized all of these signs instantly. They said things like, "This is exactly how she pulled away from Scott." Kourtney deletes when she's emotionally checked out. She's already halfway gone. And honestly, it's hard to disagree. Kourtney has recently shared quotes about disrespect, loyalty, trust, protecting her peace, not repeating old patterns. Fans immediately connected these with the confrontation reports. They're not random. Kourtney has always used quotes to express the emotions she refuses to verbalize publicly. One fan wrote, "Kourtney only posts quotes when something is deeply wrong. It's her coping mechanism." Within hours, entire lists popped up online documenting the photos Kourtney deleted. A backstage kiss and a bed selfie, a matching outfit moment, a honeymoon clip, a passionate Italy shot, and fans didn't stop there. They began comparing what she deleted versus what she left up. And the pattern was undeniable. She deleted intimate moments but kept neutral or family-centered ones. That tells fans she isn't erasing history, she's erasing the emotion tied to it. One Reddit user summarized it perfectly. This isn't a glitch, this is grief. Travis's silence became its own clue. Fans also pointed out how strange it is that Travis hasn't defended Kourtney or denied any rumors. In the past, he would instantly shut down negativity with some over-the-top romantic gesture. But now, nothing. No posts, no comments, no stories, no explanations. People said, he's too quiet, that's guilt silence. Men only go mute when they don't have a clean explanation. If this was fake, he'd be posting Kourtney nonstop. The internet isn't buying the idea that everything is fine. Family body language is being analyzed like crazy. Clips from the newest Kardashian episodes resurfaced where Kim looked uncomfortable around Travis and Khloe avoided mentioning him. Kendall checked in on Kourtney's stress levels. Kourtney looked distant and tired. Fans are now comparing these scenes to the current drama, saying the tension has been brewing for weeks, maybe even months. One TikTok with millions of views said, the show has been soft launching this separation without us realizing. Theories are getting bigger and more dangerous. Now that the internet feels something is collapsing, theories are spiraling. Was there emotional cheating? Did Kourtney find messages? Did Travis cross a boundary with someone he used to know? Did he break a trust they built after IVF? Was there a lie she uncovered? Did the blended family dynamic wear them down? Nothing is confirmed, but everything is being scrutinized. Fans believe Kourtney isn't trying to hint, she's trying to heal. This is the most common sentiment online. Kourtney isn't being dramatic. She isn't playing a...
Kourtney is toxic. To another pro. These Kardashian women, they can get a man. What a ignorant TV. They can get a man, but they sure know how to run his ass off. Even if they don't play. Let's roll over here. These women don't play about they getting off.
Marriage to end off of like your personal reasons, but circumstances change that force your marriage to end.
Kim Kardashian is seemingly opening up about the end of her marriage with Kanye West. In the February 13th episode of The Kardashians, Khloe Kardashian was debriefing her sister and mom, Kris Jenner, about an emotional reunion she had with ex-husband Lamar Odom.
You guys are never going to guess who I met with.
Who? Lamar.
I did.
Stop.
Yeah.
Stop. How did you know?
Huh?
I'm psychic.
Never did I think she was going to guess the right person. I think she was just like, who's the most outrageous person I could think of? Yes, Sherlock. It was Lamar.
We called mom, so mom knows.
Should I call Chris Humphries?
That's what I said. Get all the ex-husbands on here. It was really sad.
Seeing him was sad?
I think so.
I would have been really sad.
It's weird. I feel like some moments I sort of like blacked out. Like, I don't know. It was almost like I'm in autopilot. Like, I don't really know how I said bye. Like, I feel like I was just like, okay, I gotta go. Like, it was just like time. It was
You
6
needed
something.
like just time to decompress.
She acknowledged that although their love was real, they weren't meant to be together after Odom's struggles with drugs.
Oh, we got into a little back and forth when he was like, when I went to the brothel, I wasn't on any drugs.
This story.
And I just can't with that story. But I'm like, you're committed. Do what you got to do to feel good about it.
And I truly believe that she set him up. I still believe she set him up, right? I believe that was an Illuminati sacrifice that's trying to go down there. Lamar got lucky. He got lucky and survived it. I do believe the Kardashians set him up in that bathroom or whatever. These girls are the devils.
Because I was like, I was at the hospital. I know what was in your blood. Are you kidding me?
Does he remember that you were the one who was in the hospital with him all those months?
He doesn't remember how long he was there. I was like, we were there for 4 months. He's like, 4 months?
Yeah, she was there. She was there to make sure he died. She was trying to hope he died. She's like, please die, nigga. That's how the Illuminati do. They're ask these celebrities for sacrifices. Hey, what's up with you and Lamar? You want to make more money? You want more talk shows, more fame? Give us Lamar. Give us his life. I believe she set that up because that's never, ever, ever happened ever in history. A guy goes to a bistro, and he gets drugged and almost dies. And then so they probably she probably paid him, put some in his drink, take that nigga out. And Lamar he got very lucky. He survived it.
I was there for 4 months and I'm like, yep. I do agree that I got married way too quickly, but also if someone asked if I would change anything, I wouldn't change a thing.
Totally.
That
It was
was
the time.
the love of my life. And if it wasn't for drugs, I know we would still be married till today.
Totally.
I don't have a question about that. I know I picked the right person at that time.
Totally.
None of us knew he was on drugs until it was at least a year in.
Yeah.
That's what was so terrifying.
As they spoke, Kim chimed in.
Men marry the woman marry herself. So she's not going to stick with you through drugs, jail, any hard times, losing your job. These women are out of there. Because you're no longer a good servant. You're serving the drugs, not them, right? That's competition.
Letting her sister know she understands, having been through something similar, although she didn't specifically name Kanye.
That's the hardest part. I've been there when you don't foresee something happening that really changes a person's personality. And then they're not the same person and you can't ever get that person back, but you can't live with the new person. You know, like I get it. You know?
No, I know you get it.
Kim and Kanye, who share daughters North in Chicago and sons Saint and Psalm, filed for divorce in 2021 after nearly 7 years of marriage, amid the rapper's mental health struggles and controversial social media antics. Kim continued to reflect in her confessional about how difficult it is to break off a marriage.
It's tougher when you don't want your marriage to end off of like your personal reasons, but circumstances change that force your marriage to end. I've been there, Chloe's been there. And so when you weren't planning on that, and that's not really the outcome you want, but there's no other option, I think it makes it like harder to get over. You know, when you have kids, it's definitely harder to leave than it is to stay. And it changes everyone's life and forever, you know? So you really have to like take your time and wait and see if there'll be changes.
Kim Kardashian is getting candid. The reality star sat down with Alex Cooper.
These women only love themselves. They don't love these men. They're leaving them for petty shit. The man, Lamar, had a drug problem, and sure, you got money to send him to a drug program. Kim divorces Kanye because Kanye doesn't want her to dress sexy no more. I just want you to dress conservative. She divorced him. Bye, nigga.
Cooper for the October 15th episode of Call Her Daddy and opened up about a range of personal topics, including her relationship with ex-husband Kanye West, reaction to previously being cheated on, and raising her children as a single mother. The Skims founder first, however, addressed and dodged certain rumors, including ones about her love life. Alex set up a game, Confess or Text, explaining that if Kim doesn't want to answer a question, she will have to text something pre-written by the Call Her Daddy team to a family member. One of the questions the 44-year-old did answer was how much she spends on glam per year, as she speculated the number was around $1 million. She also shared what she thinks she should have gotten canceled for in the past, but didn't.
I know what it is, and I think I'm going to get canceled if I say it.
You're like, I'm not bringing that shit back up.
Like, I don't know who approved this, and I don't know who thought that this was normal, this narrative, but I did a photo shoot with Justin Bieber, and he was 16 years old, and I don't know how old I was, and it was like a play. His girlfriend was there, his parents, I mean, it was like nothing creepy at all, but I look back and I'm like, that's the one thing that I feel like, you know, he's like a good dear friend of ours and the whole family, but like, who thought that that was a good idea? You know, I must have been 30 years old, you know?
I could see that. I could see that getting murky.
But it was a story of what's that story with the teacher and the student? The graduate.
Yeah.
Right? I just feel like that was nothing ever weird, was obviously happening. And like, I just think that was like an odd concept, and why none of us thought that that was odd at the time.
Meanwhile, when asked how serious she ever was with Tom Brady or to play an F, Marry, Kill game, Kim stayed silent.
Marry, Kill, X's edition. Pete Davidson, Tom Brady, Chris Humphries.
I think I'll text on this one. I'll get in way too much trouble there.
Okay.
Text Kylie. I'm sick to my stomach. I think mom has been doing some shady things with my money. Call me ASAP. Okay. I was just talking to her also. OMG. I'm sick to my stomach. I think mom has been doing some shady things with my money. Call me ASAP.
That sneaky smirk. Okay, wait, back one question, because even though you didn't answer it.
Calling. Should I just put my ringer on?
Yeah. Okay. You have to tell me. How serious were you and Tom Brady?
Oh my God.
Like a date? Oh, you're not going to answer that one?
I'm not going to answer.
Plus, Kim also set the record straight on whether she and Travis Barker, who is now married to and shares a son with Kim's sister, Kourtney Kardashian, ever hooked up in the past.
No, I never have. Absolutely. That I do not mind you asking.
Okay.
I never have. And that really sucks that that has gone on. But he dated Paris.
Y'all are 304s. Y'all know what it is. Black widows. That's what they are. They're black widows. Fuck with a Kardashian, you will be done. Thank y'all for coming to stream. Till next time, I'm